Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
And today we are giving you our Adidas or Adidas. How do you pronounce it, Robbe?
Just say Adidas. Sounds like you're saying croissant if we say Adidas.
Adidas. This is our lineup that we would choose from Adidas for our shoes that we like to run in from them.
Yeah, for 2023, at least right now in this moment. We might throw in a little bit of tidbit here at the end, so just stick around.
Pretty much when it comes to Adidas, I stick to the Adi Zero line. And Robbe, let's start off with what I would consider your daily trainer, like inexpensive, entry level into the lineup, but still has that Adi Zero DNA.
For those who don't know, Adi Zero is the performance line from Adidas. It's where their kind of racing technology goes into, their more higher elevated foams that their athletes train in. So if you see Adi Zero in front of a shoe, you know it's part of their performance line.
So here we have it, the SL20. This one, Robbe, how much does this cost?
$120.
$120, getting into it. You've got the rubber on here. This is the only downgrade. You don't have the Continental rubber on here. It's just standard rubber, but it does the trick.
Yeah, I mean, for $120, you're gonna get some compromises in some of the other elements you'll find in the higher, more premium shoes. It's a light strike midsole, but has a puck of Light Strike Pro in the forefoot, so it gives you a little bit of a bounce off. You can see it, I think, in the, yeah.
Yeah, it's right in here. It's right under your fat pad. It gives you that nice little squish, a little bit of bounce. This shoe is fun and it does the job for $120. This is the one that I would pick for like, hey, I just want a shoe to do my daily miles in, kick around. This is the one.
I'd say it's good like school for cross country or like high school runners, just looking for something simple.
But say you want to upgrade and you want to get to that next level. You know where I'm going?
Yeah, that next level is jam-packed with a bunch of stuff, so let's get into it. The Adidas Boston 12. So we did our full review on the Boston already. I think people were excited to see...
Return to greatness.
Yeah, the return to greatness for the Boston. The versions 10 and 11 were just clunkers to us, kind of dead. The Light Strike foam in those versions was just kind of dense and dead, but things have changed.
Light Strike 2.0 is here on the bottom. Light Strike Pro on the top. You got a lot more juicy, like look at that. That's a big patty right there. That's a Big Mac quarter pounder.
Krabby Patty.
Right in there. You've got the fiberglass rods in here. So not quite the carbon plated one.
I saw someone say they were carbon plated, that the tech sheet was wrong. Honestly, I don't know, and I can't confirm. So
who's gonna say that it's wrong?
Does anyone care either? I don't know. It also has the same energy rod configuration as the Adidas Pro 3, so it has, instead of just the singular rods, it's more of like a cohesive unit, like a...
Call it pretzel rods.
Pretzel rods.
You got that Continental rubber we were talking about. It's got a nice grip. For the full review, you can check it out on YouTube here. We'll put links to all the full reviews. My only downside to this one was a little bit shaky on the upper, but still, like I said earlier in the real review, this was one of my favorite trainers that I've been wearing this year.
Yeah, the ride of this shoe is great. It's not too soft. It's the perfect amount of, I guess, like bounce and ground feel and responsiveness.
It's like you land and you go, and then you go bang.
Yeah, it's a good snappy trainer. It's kind of a do-it-all shoe. You can use it for daily training, more up-tempo runs. I think this is actually a decent substitute for the Adios Pro for a race day shoe.
But yeah,
like, it's not that far off.
Honestly, if there was one shoe that I was gonna get from Adidas this year to do everything that I need for running, I'd probably go with this shoe.
And it's this 160 as well.
You mentioned the Pro 3, but before we get there, there's like a baby step up when it comes to racing. It happens to be one of your favorite shoes, so I'm gonna let you
Oh shoot.
catch that. So I'm gonna let you take it from here.
So yeah, we got the Adidas Takumi Sen 9. This is probably one of my favorite shoes right now, maybe ever.
If you were gonna rank fun factor for this shoe,
Off the charts.
what makes it so great?
Partly this Light Strike Pro, full Light Strike Pro midsole. So same foam found in this as you find in the Adios Pro. It's a lower stack, so only 33 millimeters in the heel as opposed to 40 in the Pro. But you still have the energy rods here. You have the Continental rubber. You have this incredibly lightweight and airy mesh upper. It disappears on the foot. It's so light.
This is probably one of the best uppers I mean, I guess the Pro I kind of like a little bit better, but this one has a really nice upper. And even though it has a thin tongue that we were complaining about in the Boston, for some reason it just works with this one.
It digs in when you're running fast. It's definitely a fast shoe. Although you can actually run a little bit slower in this. Some shoes you can get, whatever miles you want in this. But yeah,
I think it would be hard to go conservative in it. Once it's on your feet, it's light.
You want to go fast.
You're gonna want to pick up the pace. All right, so the rods are a little bit different than what you're gonna find in the Pro 3, Robbie.
Yeah, so they're the fiberglass energy rods, and they're they're like the old version of it. So
there's a little plate in the back, and then
yeah, so it just extends out from here. But again, this is just a snappy, lightweight trainer that just feels fun.
We use snappy a lot, but I would say in this shoe, it's almost the perfect description of how the shoe feels when you're running in it.
Exactly, and it's not firm, it's just the right amount of bounce, like cushion underneath the foot, and it feels amazing. Again, this isn't a marathon shoe. You're gonna wanna keep this half marathon and under. A lot of people think 10K and under. I think you can go to half marathon. I mean,
so wait, if you're racing, say, a mile, would you go with this shoe or the Pro 3?
Oh, for sure, this shoe. I mean, definitely anything under 10K.
5K?
Yeah, anything under
right.
10K, I would still go with this shoe.
So what happens when you want a little more firepower? You move up to the Pro 3. Robbie, this one still has dirt on it.
Boss the dirt.
I'm never washing it. It was such a good day. This is your pinnacle right now for racing for Adidas. And I said Adidas.
Yep, you're gonna get punched next time.
No, because we're getting to the fancy shoe, and this one's the fancy, fancy thing. This took me a little while to get used to, but once I got my stride in it, I fell in love with this shoe. And we try to rank our fast day shoes on the front page of our website. We list them out. This one really moved up after running Boston because, man, my legs felt great towards the end. Everything felt good. I ended up keeping these on after the race because we went out to party. And I just wore them all night long, and my feet were fine.
I don't know how you did that, though. Yeah, I threw on the Ultra Boost afterwards. So this shoe, again, similar to the Takumi Sen that has a full Light Strike Pro midsole, but this has 40 millimeter stack height, goes right up to those World Athletics limits. Again, the energy rod configuration, the Continental rubber outsole. I mean, it's super lightweight, super breathable, just feels great underfoot on the run.
Yeah, and it happened to be raining when we ran Boston in this shoe. This Continental rubber, even though it looks super smooth and slick, dude, how well did this grip the ground in wet conditions, even when you ran over the painted lines and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I felt like this thing was a machine.
It was honestly probably the perfect shoe for that race. In the later miles of the marathon, like you were saying, I felt like your legs still felt fresh. The next day, I felt great. A month before I had run Tokyo in the A6 Metaspeed Edge, my legs were completely thrashed the next day.
So we used the word snappy to describe the Takumi Sen 9. This one still has a snappy feeling, but I think with this extra bit of cushioning.
I think there's a little bit of more comfort in the shoe. So you do have that snap, but a little bit more cushion underfoot to balance it out.
Which is gonna get you through those miles. Now, Robbie said it was 40 millimeters earlier. It stamps 39 on here, but who knows?
They went to 40.
Yeah, a little bit. You're gonna get
as
some
close to 39 point whatever, as close to 40 as you could get. Honestly, I really like this shoe. I was really happy with, again, how it performed in the Boston Marathon.
I loved it. And now we're going to another shoe that some people use for racing.
The Pro 3 is $250. So right there in the same range as all the other race day shoes. But now there's this one, which
Prime X Strung.
I can't think of one that's any other shoe that costs $300, right?
Oh, there's plenty. Oh, the new
yeah,
On.
but I'm saying 300. I think this is the only one that's 300 aside from the Trail
Worlds.
Stuff.
Okay. For the people that want what the shoe gives, it may be worth it. You've got tons of cushioning. Robbie, this is 50 millimeters a stack.
I thought it was 40. You're right.
No, it's 50 millimeters a stack. You've got the carbon rods in here. You've got an additional plate. You've got tons of Light Strike Pro. You've got this excellent. I really, really love these strung uppers. I can't wait till they make it through to the rest of the lineup. It just fits well. I couldn't wear the first version because it didn't hold my foot over the shoe and over the stack. So remember when we went for a run, it was like I was like a baby deer or giraffe.
It was sad.
But
I
now
wanted to put you down, but I couldn't bring myself to do it.
I almost put myself down. But the strung upper, it works really well. Now I did do a race in this, and I had pretty decent results, but it's not something that I think I would pick over the Pro 3 for race day.
It's still pretty lightweight though for what it is. I think it weighs under 10 ounces for a standard size 9, which is pretty impressive. I do think that they need to figure out maybe the partnership with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or Beyond the Spider-Verse now.
Yeah.
And say, look, we gotta get rid of the Jordans. We gotta throw in
the Strong.
This Prime X Strong. This is perfect for any Miles Morales.
It does look like Spider-Man was like, or a bird made it with a bird's nest.
Yeah.
Did you see that movie, by the way?
I did. I finally just saw it.
How good was it?
It was pretty good. There's too many verses, too many universes in this universe.
There's multiverses.
Yeah. It's like chill. It's cool for a second, but then pump the brakes on the multiverse.
Speaking about too much, what do you think about all this cake?
I mean, you can have your cake and eat it too, which is what best of both worlds, really.
If you do start getting tired in this shoe, I feel like you can get sloppy, and it's a lot of muscles using it. You're using a lot of muscles to stay on top of this platform.
That's the issue. I don't have any of those.
If you look at the heel, it's not that wide, and you look through here, it's pretty narrow. Mm-hmm. So if you're not up on your toes on this front part, you could get a little dicey.
Oh,
but
that's what freaks me out the most about rolling my ankles in that shoe, so I don't know.
Megan loves it. This is one of her favorites. Like I mentioned earlier, she ran in it today when we have all these shoes to choose from. She'll pull this out for like recovery day and just nice easy running. For me, this is more of an up-tempo shoe, so I'm gonna pull it out when maybe I don't wanna put race day effort in, but I wanna have something that's fun and I can pick up the pace in. This does the trick. Robbie, you said, you gave a little teaser at the beginning.
We heard a little thing, got a little info that maybe the Prime X Strung 2 could be coming sooner than we think. At least to us. So I'm not exactly sure, but we've teased this before. We saw the Prime X Strung 2 at the running event last year. You actually wore it. I put it on my feet. It's like 3 sizes too big for me, but I still put it on my feet.
I'm excited about it, and if the shoe is similar to the one that I tried on, I have never experienced anything like this shoe. I'm excited about it. It was insane how much energy return you got off this shoe.
It better be the same things. We're hyping this shoe so
I know. But if it comes out and it's just this shoe with a different upper, I'm going to be like, the one that we tried, this is exciting.
I mean, look, they're breaking a lot of rules in this shoe. There's plenty more rules.
Yeah, they're pretty much like, what will we do?
Plenty more rules to be broken
to a running shoe if we're just going to go nuts? And it feels like the Prime X Strung 2 is that shoe. Hopefully we'll get our hands on it soon and we'll be able to report back to you how much fun that shoe is. But if it's anything like what I wore at the running event, game over.
You'll pay the $350 that it'll probably cost. I don't know, but I'm guessing it's gonna be at least $350.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, it's not even a running shoe. It's like a piece of sports equipment.
Yeah, you're turning into a cyborg at that point.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. Robbie, anything else that we should tell people?
I'd say just make sure if you want more full in-depth reviews, you can always head to our website. It has plenty of detailed multi-tester reviews, so we'll have a lot more information there. And also the video reviews, we go a lot deeper into the shoes. So. And
luckily for you, if you go to the website, on those reviews, it usually has the video review embedded in there, so you can see both. And obviously make sure you subscribe for any more videos that we got coming. We love doing these roundups, try to get more out for you, and like this video. And make sure you listen to our podcasts. That's where you can find us talking about just everything running. We just don't stop talking about running. Yeah. Just kidding. We hardly talk about running at all. Yeah. And so all the links are in the description. Subscribe to our weekly email so you can get all the reviews without having to check. And we did leave out some shoes that maybe we're not super high on, like the Adios. Of course, the new version of the Adios is coming out like in a month or so. So it's not that we're not high on it. It's just like where we fits into this lineup, we're not exactly sure. We don't find ourselves picking it. So. Yeah. But the new version is coming out soon, so we'll be able to review that and test and have a video review up as well. So, all right, that about wraps it up. We might throw in a little bit of tidbit here at the end, so just stick around. The only thing that I can think about that I would add to this list that we don't have already would be the Strung 2. That was the tidbit for the end. Oh, damn it. We can cut that out. Leave the teaser in. All right, we'll leave the teaser. Cool. One shoe to rule them all. This would be your is it Mordor? Or
The
Sauron?
so oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not burning it
Yeah.
alive.